Well, welcome to probably one of the most boring unboxes ever. The Sony Xperia 1 Mark III is finally also here, and this is the box, as you can see here. So let's get started. So this is the Xperia 1 Mark III box, and basically what changed is just the writing from 1 Mark II to 1 Mark III, and that is mostly everything. You can see very boring box. On the back you can see the specs again. So we have a 12 megapixel, 12 megapixel, 12 megapixel and 3D ITOF sensor, 8 megapixel front, 4K HDR OLED, 16.5 centimeters, 6.5 inches, 4500 milliampere hours battery, Qualcomm Snapdragon 888, 12 gigabytes of RAM and IP6568 water and dust resistance. And yeah, it's a pretty boring box because in order to save on waste and plastic, Sony decided to do everything less plasticky, so everything is more paper-like. I'm not sure if this is a great option, but anyway, to open it up you have to do this one here, and yeah, in order to get rid of plastic, and the first thing you see is a phone wrapped in plastic. Not a good idea, so Sony, maybe in the future you can get rid of this plastic bag as well. So this is the phone in a frosted black material, as you can see here, and yeah, looks gorgeous, but we will take a look at this later. So that's the phone, put it aside. Here we have some paper materials, and yeah, instead of plastic they use a lot of paper, as you can see here. Warranty and certifications, and nice little booklet that tells you how to insert the SIM. You can see we have a SIM card slot, but we also have the possibility to put in a micro SD card, so you can upgrade it. Even more paper here. So lots and lots of paper. Sony, if you want to be environmentally friendly, get rid of the paper and the plastic bag here. Then this is also made out of paper, so it's not plastic, also some kind of paper. And what we have here is the 30-watt charger, wall charger, as you might see here. If I go a bit closer, there you probably can see it and read it. Output should be 30 watts. It's a bit of a bigger brick, and it's also, actually it's written here, there we go, USB PD 30 watt charger, USB type C, which is interesting, so not A. It's a bit of a bigger brick than you usually get, and we will have the USB type C cable in here as well that allows you to charge USB type C to USB type C. Pretty stable cable, pretty large and big cable, as you can see here. So yes, this is the USB cable, but what we don't have is, and here's the space for it, a headphone inside. Last time they had one of the best headphones, the Sony MH750s, still in there, but this is not the case anymore. So this is basically what you will get in the box, and this is the phone itself. Let's get rid of the plastic. And yeah, this is a gorgeous 4K screen here, as you can see, and we will turn this device on. Let's take a look at the back. It feels a bit hefty here, I have to say. And here we can see the great new camera system, consisting of almost the same camera lenses as last year, but with the periscope one added, which allows you to have variable zoom between 70 and 105. So it's 2.9 to 4.4 times zoom. 12 megapixel main camera and the ultra wide angle camera as well. 12 megapixel all autofocus, all fast autofocus. Pretty cool. Sony logo here, some kind of sticker that you can get rid of, and it's a frosted black material which looks nice, and you can see no fingerprint magnet anymore, which is also pretty cool. Yeah, then of course at the top edge here we will, it's a bit hard to see there, we will have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. We have a microphone, and at the bottom we have USB type C 3.1, another microphone, and at the front we have here a speaker and we have here a speaker, so dual stereo speakers. On the right side we have a bunch of buttons, as you can see here: volume rocker, power button with fingerprint reader, Google Assistant button, but as you can see here, it is like indented into the frame, so you don't accidentally press it. You can put even like can hold a phone screen holder, a selfie stick or something like this, and put it here. It will not accidentally press the button, which is cool. And we have the, there you can see it better, the slightly engraved, there's a pattern engraved onto this button. This is the two-staged shutter button, which is also pretty cool. So this is the unboxing of the Xperia 1 Mark III. I will go now outside and we'll play a little bit with the device, turn it on first of all, and we'll of course do all the settings that are necessary to set this phone up, and then we will see how it will look like, and I will do some sample shots already and talk a little bit about the device. Google nowadays has also a nice feature where I can just simply, this is my Xperia 1 Mark II and this is the Xperia 1 Mark III. I can simply copy over data from the 1 Mark II to the 1 Mark III. So everything I have to do is just click on next. I have to give in the confirmation code, the screen lock code of the Xperia 1 Mark II. I will do this now offsite and hit confirm, and it will then start giving me the options to copy data from my Xperia 1 Mark II to my Xperia 1 Mark III. This all happens within the Google app, so it is using the Google app ecosystem. 87 apps it can copy, SMS messages, device settings like Wi-Fi, passwords and more. Synced automatically are Google Calendar, Contacts, Photos and Gmail. I click on Restore and it will start the restoring process. I think they are both communicating via Wi-Fi or Wi-Fi Direct or something like this to copy over all the stuff in here. I can set up the backup services if I want to use Google Drive. I can set my use location and so on. I can say okay, accept this, and it will start copying stuff, and I have the option to choose my search provider, which is new. So if I want to use Quant, I can say okay, I'm using Quant instead of Google, and I say on further, and again screen lock code, and then it will start with the process of unlock fingerprint. So I can set up a fingerprint scanner here before starting. How to do it: this is how you do it. Set my middle finger as a fingerprint, and this is how it works here. So this is the simple and easy first configuration wizard that allows you to use the system and copy over your data. Pretty cool, huh? This is also pretty interesting. It is asking me if it is allowed to install some apps here. By default it is like those two are checked, so booking.com and join.com. I don't need them, so that uncheck them, so I have less crapware, less adware that I really don't need. And I can set up if I want to use the free button navigation or gesture navigation. I want to use the gesture navigation, and yeah, that's it. And this is what you get after the first wizard is ready on the Xperia 1 Mark III. You can see it took over the same wallpaper, and it set Quant really as the default search engine here. As you can see, the search widget is really Quant. I don't like this. I will get rid of it. I cannot get rid of this like this, but in the settings I can, and it's installing Quant right now. As I'm not sure what happens to all the other applications, because it did not copy over all the other applications that I have here on Xperia 1 Mark II. And when it comes to adware, we have Netflix, we have Tidal, we have Call of Duty, Sony headphone app. I think it is downloading the headphone app, yeah, because I have it also here. So maybe it is doing something. What I see is that it has finished setup. It has already the Xperia system set up. Here the update that came, and some other stuff that is going on. It is downloading stuff here as well, completing the setup. So as you can see here, completing setup is like installing 1 out of 87 applications. So it is not copying over the application configuration, but it is just copying over the config list the list of installed applications and installing them, and also installing Quant as my default search engine. Yes.